All right, what is up, guys? It is Uncle Bob, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back, guys. How's it going? We are here. It's been a while since we've been here at nighttime. How many episodes has it been? We've been getting most of them done in the daytime, so we are here for a little nighttime One Piece. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. It has been a couple weeks since we've had to watch an episode at night. But we are here for episode 280, and as always, this is a watch along, just like it says in the title. There's going to be no audio or video anywhere on any of the four corners of this. This is what I like to call companion piece. This is a way to just watch through the show with a buddy, with a pal. Sometimes you just need a friend there. Sometimes someone to weep along with you, because I have cried during this. So I have cried on camera before. So I'm not above it happening again. Don't you worry about it. It can, and most definitely probably will, happen again. So if you need a reason to watch through One Piece, because let's face it, if you're randomly clicking on episode 280 reaction to One Piece, you've already seen through the show. So why not just rewatch it, and why not rewatch it with me? I see no one else. It's dangerous to go alone. You got to bring out the Zelda line. It's dangerous to go alone. But I'm hoping today we're going to see the fight kick off between the Straw Hats and CP9. Last episode was it was a recap episode. And honestly, seeing the early stuff again kind of made me feel real nostalgic for the beginning of the series, which is weird because objectively that has been, at least for me, the early parts of One Piece were easily the least enjoyable. I would say the show I wasn't really getting interested in it until probably Baratier. Obviously the flashbacks with Shanks, I enjoyed that stuff when it was happening. But as far as the rest of the show, it definitely took until Baratier to get me to really, really to start being okay, all right, I see the character work they got going here. So that was nice. And it's also nice to show that, to bring it back to center, that this is why Luffy does what he does and why he does what he does. Because the guy who influenced him on this how to be a pirate thing was somebody who the thing that he cared about most was his friends. A bunch of bandits come in, pour booze on his head, and he's not really going to do anything. He's not going to react because, listen, I've seen what Shanks can actually do. And there's a reason why he's not just going to do that to some random guy, especially, if you've watched the Dragon Ball series before. Even when it comes to, if you look at the very first tournament in Dragon Ball, Goku makes a remark to Krillin when Goku pokes a guy in his calf and knocks him out of the ring with a poke. And he even says to Krillin, hey, while we're here until the finals, maybe we should take it easy. Maybe we shouldn't be giving everything we've got on people who might not see it coming. And, Shanks took that and a bigger boy version of it, where it was more, somebody trying to humiliate him in the same way that Bellamy did in Mocktown. And, they were dumping booze on him, fucking trashing him, stomping him out a little bit, just being all kinds of disrespectful. And Luffy let all of that slide until what? Until, what was the guy's name? Was it Block Nolan? What was the other one? Whatever the modern Nolan is. I can't remember. Cricket? Was it Cricket? I think it was Cricket. Luffy was fine. And then Bellamy's pirates went and jumped Cricket, stole his gold, or stole whatever they stole, money, gold, stole from him. And that's when Luffy was like, okay, fine. You want to have the fight? Let's have a fight. And he proceeded to one-hitter quitter Bellamy right into the ground. And it needed to happen because he had been asking for it. And, it was just nice seeing where he got that from again, especially because, we're almost 300 episodes in, so I guess for context. But that is it for the recap, because last episode was a flashback. So, let's see what we're doing this episode. Is it more flashback or are we getting back to business? 3, 2, 1, start. Wealth, fame, power. Gold Roger, king of the pirates, attain everything this world has to offer. Now it's really trying to make me nostalgic for things. Okay, I believe this is going to be another recap episode. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be. If it's not, then cool. If it is, then, I'm cool with that also. You're in the cast sing, "It's my necky boy. I miss my neck child." Having the crew so young. Granted, in real time, I think there's only like a couple months between the East Blue and where we're at now. But yeah, having the whole cast singing the song, oh. We are. Drawbridge starts opening. Oh yeah, Kokoro was going to help him out. Zoro's face doesn't look right there. Not he looks evil. That looked like that was just animated weirdly. Oh, looks like it is a bit of a recap. The ways of men, Zoro's technique, Usopp's dream. Oh, I forgot about Quina. Still as weak as ever. You're already known as a bounty hunter. What's the difference between that and a pirate? Relax. Look at Kobe trying to get things done. What a little bean. I want to be an honorable Marine. There you go. Zoro's a man of honor. Hears that Luffy started a fight all on his behalf. You know what's funny is I always hear people ask, like, oh man, I wonder what would happen if Luffy joined the Marines instead. Bro, you know the exact same thing would have happened. Like, if Luffy was instead a part of the Navy because, let's say, whoever taught Luffy the meaning of friendship, the power of friendship, was a Marine instead, he'd end up doing the same thing. He would have rescued Zoro. This dude's corrupt as fuck. Luffy would have just punched him in the face anyway, and that would have been the end of that. Because so far, who's he taken out? I guess he took out NL. But before that, it was Arlong as a big villain and Crocodile. And then also dealing with Foxy. So, even though I guess Crocodile was kind of working on the government's behalf, his goals were definitely skirting around what the government wanted him to be doing. So, half of Luffy's targets are fucking pirates anyway. I'm gonna be the Hokage. The Devil's Son. And you got to think, what episode? I know in the manga, the first chapters are dealing more with Shanks, doing all that stuff. I know in the anime that didn't happen for a couple of episodes. So, at very least for the anime, I do like that either, would this be? Episode 2 or 3 is all, the pilot is introing Luffy, and then by episode 2, it's like, alright, I gotta get my right-hand man. The 3-sword style. With Kuina's sword always in his mouth. Yeah, I feel like Luffy, if he was in the Navy, would have just taken a small little Navy dinghy in basically the same way he did. If anything, he probably would have just gotten the Going Merry still, and then just put like his own Navy flag on it. And after this arc, I know the next one is a arc where he deals with Moria, Gecko Moria. So again, another enemy who's a pirate. Ooh, damn. Quick, early in the show. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Rankless, low-level bums. Ooh, spicy. Look at Meppo trying to fucking hold someone hostage for his old man. His old man would never do such a thing. Luffy knows Zoro's gonna block it. That's a terrible pose. My pleasure, Captain. Especially seeing how far they've come now. They had already jumped down in the last episode. Oh, it's going through before they jump, it's going through all of their little memories. Captain Usopp. It's got the rattle legs. You know, I like how, I just made me realize, I like how even Zoro there called Usopp honorable. Toot it up. Face down, ass up. That's the way I like to yell. Bro, Captain Kuro. I remember this jackass. Some dude who's like, I'm a pirate who no longer wants to be a pirate. Luffy beat his ass and was like, well then fine, don't be a pirate. Go be a pussy somewhere else. Guy just wanted to be a pirate long enough to just live a cushy life. And do it in the lamest way possible. Think it's funny, huh? Django! Took a firework to his face. Get going before I change my mind. Yeah, you know, Usopp will have plenty of stories to tell that sound already like a lie. Like, yeah, I stopped a civil war, ventured into the sky, and stopped another civil war / god tyrant. Now it's like, then after that, we broke into one of the military's top facilities to get a friend back. I get to be the king. Aw, the Mary. Knowing the Mary's not making it past where we're at now. Take a leap. Zoro is terrified of getting launched. Whee! To be continued. All right, there we go. That is it for episode 280, guys. That is it for episode 280. That was a lot of fun still. I don't know. I'm just loving seeing all of these old moments that feel like they're bringing back full circle, you know, what this crew means, especially to Luffy, and especially right now. Because now he's having his, like, everything has, like, tried to pull his crew apart. You know, Usopp going through the thing with the Going Merry, and then Robin trying to take the fall for the crew. And it's just nice that we get to be reminded of what this crew has actually gone through in the now 280 episodes that I've watched. You know, whether it's filler or canon, it all feels like it's a part of the same overall adventure. It all feels appropriate. You know, you would expect that, with the Straw Hats, that not every single destination would be a canon destination. You'd imagine that they would eventually stumble themselves upon some island and nothing really important goes on and they just help a couple people and then it's like, okay, bye. And then they leave. And, I like how... I don't know. I just like how... I like how even the filler feels like it's appropriate. These flashbacks, like I said, it's just more, at least to me, it's more to remind us of where the crew came from and how much they've been through. Robin hasn't been with the crew that long, but she was up there for all of Skypiea and was there for all of that shit. So, it's all a part of this journey, and Robin's been there for part of it, and that means Luffy's going to do everything for her. So I will be back on Thursday for 281. We'll see if... I would assume... we at least have... we're going to have in the next episode, it'll probably be... if they do another one of these, it's probably going to be... Sanji and Nami, and then maybe Chopper, and then maybe Robin. Maybe Robin will have like her own little moment. I don't know. I guess that'll be interesting. But at very least, we're gonna get... the next one is gonna have Nami and Sanji if they do that again. I can predict that pretty easily. Last one was just Luffy. And then this one we had, his first two real crewmates. Because, Nami was there, but she was lying at the time. So, Zoro and Usopp, first ones. And then Nami and Sanji will be next. And then Chopper and hopefully Robin. I would like to see Robin, her joining of the crew back on right after Alabasta. You know what? Give Robin some love. But, yeah, guys, that is it. I will see y'all for 281 then. Peace.